And here's Kona. And here's me, Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle. And I'm talking through my first movie in theaters 2 times. Group, 2010 film Inception versus Solo, 2025 film F1, the movie. Today is Friday, 18 July, 2025. And here I, Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, and Kona in the background, looking at his paw. Reflect on my first movie I saw in theaters 2 times, going as part of a group, 2010 film Inception versus going solo, 2025 film F1 the movie. And I went with, so starting back in 2010 with Inception, I went with one other person on one trip and then a group of people, or a group of people, so accounting for myself, right, one is like, okay, I went with one other person, which is a group, 2 or more people, and then for the other viewing, I went with like a handful of us went together. So I went a small group and group closer to what, like, people might say like a handful is like a group, but like 2 or more here is what I'm counting as a group. And it was good. It was one that I could watch again and in theaters, and I didn't feel like it was dragging or anything like that. It was one where the group size actually did matter, and I was like, I think in terms of like actually talking about the movie, I preferred going with only one other person because we could both have a chance to say what we thought of the movie. It was actually a movie that, so we talked about the movie, and I was like, man, if this movie is representative of what it's like going to the movies and then talking about it with groups, then the smaller group is better, and like one is great because I had normally, or not normally, but like I went to a lot of movies with like a handful of people, and so it was one where it's like, wow, there's a difference going with like just one other person and going with like 3 or 4 other people. I could actually use my voice. I don't get spoken over. I get a chance to speak when it so that was pretty cool. And then going solo, 2025. So Inception's a film about a guy who's trying to return to his family, and so he takes on a job trying to implant an idea in somebody's brain when they're asleep. Okay. Another one, going solo 2 times, 2025 film F1 the movie. It was that addictive. It was that good. Was it addictive? I take that back. It's not addictive. It's like another a movie I shall not name, that in the last year I've done a lot of movie notes videos for. It's like that one where it's like, it's actually not addictive. I just genuinely enjoy. I don't like crave it. I just enjoy watching it. Fortunately, both movies are over 2.5 hours, so the craving part is more at that length. It's not so much a craving. It's like somehow how am I going to get through this balanced out with it's a very enjoyable movie, and so I just enjoy watching it. And so it's about Formula 1 race car driving, and kind of a guy who crashed. He's returning for kind of the year-long circuit to see how he did and kind of help out a friend who decided not to return to driving, decided to go the ownership path instead, and has this team where, like, it's not doing so well. It's earned 0 points. They need a good driver, and so will he help out? So it was very enjoyable. I think in terms of getting to my say, that's what these YouTube videos are, and I've gotten to talk to my parents about it and share about it and talk to Kona about it. That's right. And the squirrels and the other critters in the backyard, the birds, okay, and so on. And so there's a bit of it's great for testing myself, going solo, I found, with repeating, so it can go and I can give a quick synopsis, but by repeating a movie solo, which I hadn't done before this month, July 2025, it actually helps me with the plot, but also just like who's in the movie. what's the soundtrack? Where are the songs? There's like, which I, yeah, can do on a single viewing, but it relaxes it. So there's like the I'd say like the impulse of reaction on the one, and then what happened. So I actually saw it 4 times in theaters, and it's now out. I'm saying like it's not in the theater anymore that I went to, per my last checking, and so, or the last showing was yesterday, 17 July 2025, and for that initial release, I would say there's a it really. Seeing it repeatedly and seeing it 4 times in theaters really tempered my reaction, in it, like channeled it into like, but what do I like about the movie? And so that was very cool. Although I had that viewing one, the ear porn, the cars were so, I enjoyed listening to them so much. But yeah, repetition, great for taking that like spike of like, I really like this, and like kind of like making it like cemented in there, but not at like an emotional level, if that makes sense. I was like, it makes sense. She spoke so well, I'm just gonna lie here. So it's first movie in theaters 2 times. Group 2010 film. Inception versus Solo 2025 film. F1 the movie. Oh, and why am I putting this in my Befriending Sarah playlist? Maybe Sarah, Ms. Sarah Sjostrom, wants to be that person in my life story with me living with my soulmates who goes, sorry, hon, we gotta speak about this movie to each other.